Morning, everyone, and welcome to our Heavenly Parent Holy Community Oceania Hundoke. Today is Saturday, the 3rd of January 2026, or the 15th of November in the 13th year of Chongalguk, and Reverend Stone will be sharing with us this morning. Thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Chanjin Champumlimge Chombe. Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가전맨세 7. 전일국 주인, 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 활동과 연결된 의하는 생활을 통하여 심존 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 7. Our family, the owner of Chongalguk, pledges through living for the sake of others to perfect the world based on the culture of heart, which is rooted in the original lineage by centering on true love. Thank you, and I'd like to share Mother's prayer again. We are sincerely grateful that you have permitted us to dedicate this holy temple in Yongsan Borough, Seoul, where we may attend you in a precious and exalted manner for the first time. We thank you that you have made this dedication ceremony so that this holy temple can shine brightly throughout the world as a place where our Chongsong and the hearts of all members can be gathered to form a foundation on which the entire country and the entire world, all humanity, will be able to recognize that the true owner is working his will substantially. May all who come and go here feel the boundless yearning and the love of our Heavenly Parent in heaven every time they look upon this temple of unificationism. May your special blessing be upon all your children who work here. May all the world see that you live and that you are carrying out your work directly. Thank you. Thank you that you have given us this day. Heaven has endured so much as it walked a difficult path, being badgered and driven, working in the dark and without recognition. Now a holy temple has been opened where we can boldly reveal you and attend you. Please give your blessing so that your blessing and grace may be revealed to the world. Thank you for all that has taken place today in this ceremony. We now offer this luncheon on this day of Jongsong and ask that you partake of it first. We thank you and report to you in the name of the true parents, Arju. Thank you. And before we receive Reverend Stone, I'd like to share one of the praise songs. Thank you.
찬양합시다. 삼천리 부모님의 거룩한 땅 삼천만 내 결의 하나님의 선민이라 하늘 높이 웃는 소스 내 뜻사 성모 위에 세상과 천지까지 하늘 정계 뻗쳐도다 나가세 용사들 나가세 힘차게 나가세 하늘 나를 동일하고 영원히 사랑하리 동방을 온 것 내가 보낸 이스라엘
Great. That was a lovely little melody of three holy songs. So thank you. And let's welcome up Reverend Stone as he shares this morning. Thank you.
So good morning, everyone, and Happy New Year to everyone. I'd like to share my screen. So, Reverend John, towards the end,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you to play that, that one you did 1 or 2 mornings ago with Shin Hung Nim. He was about to begin a series of songs at the New Year event, and then he talked about his pride,
Oh, yeah,
how
yeah.
proud he was as a blessed child and how proud we must be as blessed people, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if you could get ready just to play that again, that'd be great.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
I'll give the message. I'll give the sign when to do it.
Sure.
So today everyone, it's the 3rd of January, and so we're beginning the year 2026. Actually, the year of the year of the fire horse or the red horse doesn't officially begin until the beginning of the Lunar New Year, which is February the 13th. But the majority of 2026 by far is the year of the fire horse, and this is when you look that up, it says overall the year of the fire horse is seen as a time to embrace change, to take bold action, and pursue goals with courage. Its energy encourages enthusiasm, resilience, and a spirited approach to new beginnings, both personally and socially. So yeah, it's a powerful year, and of course, as we look back at 2025. So many challenges developed and at the moment really unresolved. And of course, centrally to that is mother's incarceration, which is now over 100 days, I understand, but also the challenge to dissolve family federation in Japan, and also even the president of Korea is talking to try to do the same thing in Korea. So without any shadow of a doubt, it's a time of challenge. And so we really need to think about the right response, the heavenly response. We could be depressed, we could be, afraid, or could be, challenging and talking about each other as, oh, you did this, failed this way and failed that way, and this is why we're in this situation, something like that, right? But that's not correct response. So what is the correct response? What is the heavenly response to a very challenging situation as we begin the new year? I'd like to just look at that. So I titled this the heavenly response to trials through the ages, through the millennia, So how does God or God's representative respond to very challenging situations? There's some amazing similarity as we look through the ages. And first one I want to look at is the Old Testament age. And here, the one that the Bible said that God loved deeply was King David. And so in the Old Testament age, he was Saul, who was the king when he was a young boy, sought to kill him because he was so jealous. David, as a young teenager, I would believe, faced Goliath, the huge kind of giant of a man, and with incredible courage, and then with his slingshot was able to kill him, right? And so an amazing man of courage, and but he had many trials in his life, and at times he was in great danger because at that time there was a lot of war. He had to, when he became king, he had to lead armies and so on. So it was a very dangerous situation. And of course, the famous psalm that he wrote during his time of huge trial was 23rd Psalm. And this is what it says, as we've all heard: the Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So I think without a doubt, even though millennia ago, God's champion, who was King David, had this attitude when he was faced with incredible danger from enemies, and he was a man of obviously prayer, and he really, God was walking with him. So this is a beautiful example of the heavenly response to danger and challenges from centuries and centuries ago. Of course, when we move into the New Testament age, Jesus walked an incredible path. And we heard from Kuniho of the deep suffering of Jesus. He only wanted to fulfill the will of God, but the people who were prepared for thousands of years rejected him. Even his own mother didn't understand what to do, and so he died on the cross. I mean, as a criminal, like amongst criminals, a man with mission to save humanity. So, what kind of a heart did he have, right? And because we really can learn so much from Jesus, who our path even now cannot compare with the circumstances and difficulties that Jesus faced. So, Father, actually, we heard a few mornings ago this beautiful speech from Father, which describes about Jesus' attitude towards difficulties, and this was Takaki read this out, and I was really struck by it when it read this section about Jesus' heart and attitude during times of difficulties. God's Will and Christmas, Reverend Sun Myung Moon, December 25th, 1976. So I'll read this one again for us to think deeply. What kind of a man was Jesus? Was he man or woman or in between? What is a true man? Is the President of the United States automatically a true man? The true man is one who perfectly fits God's framework, meaning that if God is round, the true man is perfectly round. If God is square, that true man is perfectly square. From day to night, from eternity to eternity, he will not deviate from that standard. Once he becomes a true man in the sight of God, will he waver and change, or will he stick to God's one principal goal? Will the true man say, well, I will try this for 10 years, and if it doesn't work, I will change? Or will that man not change for 10 years or even 100 years or for eternity? When there is danger to his life, will he exclaim, I definitely don't want to be in this situation. I must take cover. Why not? If he deviates in any way, then he is no longer like God, because God never changes. Paralleling this, will you try first for a year or so and then see what happens? Or a true member of the Unification Church give up or change? I want you to know that God is straightforward. He will not detour, but will go ahead regardless of what happens. When God moves and there is an enemy roadblock, God knows that his advance will ultimately smash all opposition. God knows that is the other side that will be shattered. Therefore, the true man and the true member is fearless, having the courage to clash with opposition and knowing the other side will eventually fall away. He will always take the adventurous way, not avoiding anything in order to seize the advantage. You must live that way every day. God is eternal, therefore I am an eternal being. God is unique, therefore I am unique. God is unchanging, therefore I will never change. God is absolute, so I'm going to be absolute. That is the way you must think every day. How do we know Jesus was a true man? He didn't write a big sign on his forehead or get a PhD. He didn't have any extraordinary size or power. Why do we know him as to be a true man? We know Jesus was a true man because his way of life was parallel with the will of God and fit perfectly the description of God's way of life. We know that Jesus Christ was born solely for the will of God, that he lived solely for the will of God, and that he died solely for the will of God. At the crucial moment of Jesus' death on the cross, he died as a Messiah with the dignity of a Messiah, not as an ordinary man, a sad man, or a man taking cover. He deeply felt, even though the Roman Empire opposes me now, it shall receive my mercy. Even though the Israelites oppose me, they shall receive my mercy. Therefore, Jesus had room to forgive them, room to pray for them, and to embrace them. Jesus could not give up the will of God by resenting their adamant opposition to his efforts to save them. Jesus certainly could not abandon his mission at that moment by hating the people. He was a true man because he perfectly lived the life of God. He was a walking God. There was no separation between God and Jesus. And because no one can destroy God, no one can destroy Jesus Christ. The crucifixion was not his destruction. God manifested the power of resurrection so that the world could see that Jesus was never destroyed. So, yeah, that was amazing insight into Jesus' response to difficulties, his continuous love and his forgiveness, and basically his representation of God at every moment of his life. And of course, when we move another couple of thousand years later to the time of the Second Advent, and as we know, true Father himself, and of course now Mother, but back in 1984-85, Father was put into Danbury, and so he was. It was really a low time in a sense that, you know, that the people who sought to destroy our movement had found a way to get the leader of the movement, which is, you know, True Father, of course, was really taking the lead at that time, and put him in prison with the hope that it would destroy our movement. But of course it didn't. It was a turning point. Christianity came behind as never before. And so what was Father's attitude as he was actually ready to go to Danbury? And I'll read a prayer I read some months ago, but I think it's good to read it again. This was Father's prayer as he was leaving to go into Danbury, and his children were around. Mother was with him, and some of the members, and he offered a prayer. And then at the end of the prayer, he went to Danbury and was put into prison. So let's listen to what Father's prayer, reflecting his heart and his attitude under very trying situations. The time of the Second Advent, True Father's prayer before departing for Danbury. Beloved Father, at this hour, 6:44, in the evening on July the 20th, 1984, I am about to leave East Garden, and on behalf of all the children and everyone, I am here to dedicate this prayer before my departure. So, Father, please receive it. Even though the path may be rough, I know that you are alive. I am following the path along which you guide me. Advancing this path, I must pass through the final hurdle, overcoming it successfully. I pray that you can please approve this path that I must follow while enduring and suppressing sadness. At this time, I come to you with my 12 sons and daughters, my young children, together with Mother, who must stand in the center and take all responsibility, and I place them all in your care, Father. I pray that centering on True Mother, Kojin and Yejin can become one and stand in a position of going the suffering path and carrying the cross in place of Father. Until I can cast off everything and come back, I place them in the position to take on all the suffering and other important responsibilities. So I pray that you can be with them, Father. Even if I am not here with them, the blessed families must become completely one, centering on our family, and the children of blessed families must also become completely one. Furthermore, I know that you will protect this family that Hung Jin left behind with sadness, because this was just after Hung Jin passed away. I know that Jesus and all the spirit world will fully cooperate and march on with all their energy in order to resolve this pain. As I prepare to leave, my heart is not heavy or burdened with pain. I know that even when I go to that place, I must attend you, Father, and take on the task that is entrusted to me so that I can fulfill my responsibility without shame. So, Father, please put your worries about me to rest. Please protect my family, the church, the outside Christian churches, America, and the free world. I pray that the path of truth can be opened in the communist world as well. Where am I going? In a place that you have left for me? Sorry. Where I am going is a place that you have left for me. Therefore, I pray that your blessing as I go to look over that place and prepare to manage things while I am there. I pray that our head of staff and all our staff here can unite and that a new spiritual atmosphere can come about. I pray for God's grace to come down upon that place where the cool, calm morning breeze blows. I pray for your blessing so that the glory of Father's pride, which is like dew in the morning sunlight, can sprout there. I hope that everyone here can continue to pray until the time when I can meet them in this very place again. Please receive their prayers as if I were praying together with them, and may the weekly pledge time be a blessing. I have one more hope, that the parents and sons and daughters who become one, the blessed families can become one, the Unification Church can become one, and the already established churches can become one, and that the free world can become one and find the position of the parents that can realize your original ideal. I am taking lively steps while cherishing in my heart the day when this can be offered to you as glory. So please, Father, remember this. I believe that your boundless grace and love will be with us, and I offer all this in the name of true parents. So yeah, beautiful prayer, reflecting another heavenly son who was really like such a filial son to Heavenly Parent, walking with Heavenly Parent every moment, even in the darkest moments and the most difficult moments. Not discouraged, but still believing that everything, but through this, God will be working. And so, okay, so we've come now through the millennia, I guess you could say, in terms of heavenly response to challenging times and difficult times. And it's so inspiring and encouraging to see the inheritors of God's love and blessing and their response. And we've just seen it, we've seen this in the last few days. And this is why I also wanted to show, especially Shin Hongnim. Now, Hong is the name that true parents gave to their second son, Hong Jin Nim. And we heard about him through Margaret. We just had the day of the victory of love when Hong Jin Nim passed away. So he was such a filial son. He was wanting to protect father. He was, there was threats from communism at the time, and he was taking part in the security team protecting true parents. So, this young man, he's the second son as well of the grandson who's the second, also a second son. And he has this amazing sort of spirit of Hongjinim, I believe, a spirit of Hongjinim. And so, let's just close out by listening to him, and then I'll just have one more slide after that at the end. So this is a heavenly, I believe, heavenly new era response with the same spirit and courage and hope that we've heard in the earlier responses, heavenly response to difficult situations. So Reverend John.
Yeah, you need to stop sharing so I can share the
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Here it is. Please enjoy.
Beloved members, hello everyone.
잘 지내셨습니까?
I hope you have all been doing well, that life has been treating you all well. In a way,
괜찮으십니까?
I hope you're all fine.
식구 여러분, 오늘 이
Most
원당 기도회는
beloved members, today's prayer gathering
한 해를 돌아보고
is a time where we should be reflect on this past 1 year
하나님을 중심 삼고
and really welcome the new year centered on Heavenly Parent and true parents. It is a time we offer resolve and prayers to do so. And through this prayer gathering, everyone,
다사다난한 이번 해를 식구님 여러분과 함께
let us all
마무리하고
bring to a good close the eventful year of 2025,
전 세계
and all together with members from around the world welcome the new year and also express our infinite gratitude to Heavenly Parent and true parents.
식구 여러분,
Most
기도회 시작하기
beloved
앞서
men, before we begin this praise, I want to ask a question to you again one more time.
식구 여러분,
Beloved members, are you proud?
저는
I
자랑스럽습니다.
am very proud
왜냐?
because
식구님 여러분의 그 삶,
your lives, the lives of our members, the lives of our elders,
자녀들까지
all the way to our children,
여러분의 그 삶은
your lives, dear members,
전통을 지키기 위한
was one to protect the tradition of blessed families and has been solely focused on on Heavenly Parents' dream for peace and for one human family. It was a life dedicated to this noble cause, and your lives were truly beautiful and our lives that we must be proud of. And so I will proudly say,
자랑스러운 축복 가정입니다.
we are proud, blessed families.
그리고 그 자랑스러운 축복 가정의 삶에
And your
통해서
and throughout education as proud, blessed families,
승리를 참 부모님과 하늘 부모님
together with centered on true parents and Heavenly Parent, were able to victoriously complete the entrance ceremony to the Cheononggung Cheonil Sanctum this year.
그리고 그
And also,
참 어머님께서는 참 부모님께서는 선포하셨습니다.
true parents proclaimed the following that they are
여셨습니다.
she opened a new era wherein Heavenly Parent can directly govern our lives and completely embrace His beloved children. True parents proclaimed that was the era we have ushered. Most beloved members,
참 부모님께서 그 순간에 천주적인 승리를 하였다고
I believe that true parents had completed a cosmic victory at that very moment.
그러나
However,
천주적인 승리 앞에서
whenever there is a cosmic victory,
어떻게 해서든
darkness will use all measures to fight against that cosmic victory.
저항으로 인해서
And through that fight,
하늘 부모님의 섭리는 지금
Heavenly Parents' providence at this very moment is going through a lot of pain, labor pain as a result. However, blessed families,
지나갑니다.
labor pain will pass, shall pass.
반드시
It will
지나갑니다.
pass at all
그러나
costs.
그냥 지나가는 것이
However,
아닙니다.
it doesn't simply just go away simply.
부모가 품은 그 자녀가
The parent and that child inside must become one in heart, see in one direction, and only then can that labor pain go, and only then can that precious child of God be born. And so our difficult times is exactly such labor pain, and it is a process of waiting for that precious child to be born.
그러니 식구님 여러분,
Therefore,
식구님
blessed
여러분들께서
families, dear beloved members,
어려운 시기에 자랑을 가지고
let us all take pride in these difficult times. Let us not lose our identity.
축복가정이라는 자랑을 가지고
Let us take that pride as blessed families and usher in
이
the new year with that heart. In this year of the red horse, let us become lambs for heaven, and just like the red horse,
들판을
be able to gallop around the wide plains
섭리의 빛을 빛내고
and
천국의 시대를
illuminate
열어가고
and open the era of Heavenly Parent.
그러니 식구님 여러분, 저희가
And
그
therefore,
자랑을 가지고
Blessed, beloved members, let us take that pride within us, and it is with that pride that we are offering this prayer gathering so that Heavenly Parent can carry out its work. So let us all proudly sing together the different holy songs with all our might. Let us all shine, be lamps to this world, everyone.
Thank you. And actually, we listened to the melody of songs earlier.
Yeah. So I'll just close this out. So aren't we so blessed, to have these inheritors of God's love and blessing who are leading in such a heavenly way through the challenging time. And I think through this challenging time is also, yes, as Shin Hung Nim said, is a time of birth, but the labor pains are painful. But I think it's the birth of a new generation of leaders without any shadow of a doubt. And through this suffering of mother and challenge to our movement broadly, especially in the father and mother countries, Korea, Japan and Korea, a new generation of leadership is being born. And so it's very, very inspiring, and let us really have great pride as well, as Shin Hung Lim said. So as we enter this new year, is 2026. Let us have that spirit, as he said. So let's have the spirit as a time to embrace change, take bold action, and pursue goals with courage. The energy of this fire horse encourages enthusiasm, resilience, and a spirited approach to new beginnings, both personally and socially. So thank you, everyone, for your kind attention.
Thank you, Reverend Stone, for sharing. And really, there's many things to reflect on in your message. And I take to point, not just only the attitude, that you gave, King David and Jesus and our true Father. They all had an attitude of praising God. They all had an attitude of following God's will. Absolutely, they all had an attitude of sacrificing themselves so that God's will could happen. But that's very true, and they did. But something that Father pointed out he really relying on the unity of everyone. He said the unity of a mother with Hyojin and Yejin to look after, since he cannot actively be present, because he's in prison, and to unite together and to really work as one, and everything become one. The blessed families become one, with our heavenly parent and with our true parents, and really, I think that gives the power, for God to succeed. This is the new year of and soon, the red horse or fire horse, where it's a new beginning of determination. But for me, I found the point of unity, working together, not criticizing each other, being proud of who we are, and being proud that this really is the truth. We know that every religion say that they have the truth, and we want to highlight that, yes, they do have the truth, but when we have the fullness of the truth, then everyone works together, because God created us as his children, and we're meant to be one family. And every true religion helps people to work together, to sacrifice, and to build God's kingdom. So I think we have the role to highlight the truth that everyone wants, and that is a world of peace and harmony and love, where we really look after each other, and having the attitude of never giving up, and also having the attitude that we work together is better than working alone, even though we can work alone. But when we work together, then more can happen. And that reminds me of that quote in the Bible, when two or more are gathered in my name, I'll be there. So if we do it alone, it's a harder struggle. But if we have hundreds of thousands of people, which we do have with the Chongsen One Vigil Prayer, then success will happen. So thank you, Reverend Stone, for sharing, and open it up to anyone else who'd like to make a comment. Please do.
여러분,
Yes, Jeff, go ahead.
Anyway, thank you so much, Greg. Always a gem of insightful and relevant content. Yeah. I think each one of us has gone some incredible journey to be here. And just want to share a little testimony. When I was probably about 18 or so, I think, I was a shepherd, and I used to go up onto the hills every day, looking after sheep. And I was going through terrible spiritual turmoil. And at nights I couldn't rest. And I would just sort of stare at the ceiling. And I didn't believe in God as such, but I somehow believed I should become a Christian to be saved from this turmoil. But I didn't want to be, because of maybe pride, or I'm not really sure, many sort of elements. But one dark night, I was so desperate, I found a Bible in the house, and I opened it up. And that very same Bible verse that you read out, I read that Bible verse. It's incredible. Like, as you know, David was a shepherd, and I just felt I just opened up. I want to read a Bible verse, and that came right at me. And after then, I just slept like so peacefully. It's sort of remarkable. But I didn't kind of realize, even my Bible knowledge is very small, but not really realizing that was David's actual kind of words, you know, and my own life being kind of like that. So it's amazing how God sort of has prepared us, you know, and I'm sure you all have your unique sort of moments, you know, where you've seen God touch your lives, especially when we reflect back on the journey we went through. And we can see certain things that God sort of showed us, you know, and it kind of like reinforces my faith that yes, God was with me, even in those days, long before I met true parents. You know, God was guiding my life for this moment, you know, to do something. I believe we are doing something extraordinary. You know, the challenges we face and the opposition, but even what you said, John, about each faith has the truth, you know, but the fullness of the truth is yet to be revealed, you know, which we are discovering and we are revealing, you know. So yeah, anyway, thank you once again, Greg. Thank you so much. Have a most blessed day.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Jeff. Still a bit of time for anyone else who'd like to make a comment. Yes, Mr. Rai, go ahead.
Good morning. Thank you today again. Such a beautiful share today. And this is one of story of my wife. Wife was in Japan, went fundraising New Year. Then like midnight or early morning. Then at the Shinto shrine, so people come to the New Year prayer pledge. Then so people come earlier. So people dress properly, incredible properly. Then come to the shrine to pray. Then then time after, I think people more relaxed or kind of casual clothes. And so my wife was when she was fundraising, and people who have faith really attending properly, spiritually and physically. So she gave this kind of story, right? So people who are attending like vigil prayer, it's midnight, it's really attending, encourageable, and we're really proud of them. So thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Rai. Thank you. Yeah. If there's no one else, then I think we can just go on to our unison prayer. So I'll just bring up that screen. There it is. Okay. So let's Jew. Thank you very much, Reverend Stone, for sharing this morning, and I hope everyone has a good day and see you all again tomorrow. So thank you. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Reverend Stone.